going. Beautiful. What's up, Kevin? How's my sound? Let me know if any sound issues. Heard it was echoing last stream on Friday, so I want to make sure everything's good. Oh. How's everybody's weekend? Hopefully you guys did something. Didn't stare at the charts all weekend. It's good to hear, man. So I think the big thing to watch this week, and I'm not going to get too deep into it just yet, but we do got FOMC coming up. That's on Wednesday. That's our Fed rate decision. They're expecting it to come in no rate hike, no rate cuts. But I think it's really going to be what Jerome Powell says, which it always is, and it's always a volatile event in the market. So it's going to be something to watch this week, I think. I don't think I know. It's going to be something to watch. It may be a nothing burger the day of. We may get crazy volatility. We may not get it. But normally the markets do pick a direction afterwards. And you can see, look, man, oil's just been going up, right? Hard to get bullish on a lot of things if oil's going up. As long as it holds this trend line in, this thing is, the destination's back up to the top up here. Maybe higher if it decides it wants to break it, but right now it's strong in an uptrend. So as long as oil keeps moving, I'm not going to get too crazy about risk on assets going up. Talk a little bit about the S&P real quick, where it left off on Friday. And then we'll get more into some individual stocks and maybe some Bitcoin and whatever you guys want to look at. So look, S&P closed out underneath this range. It was a previous range we were in for a while, and we were starting to top out. You could see like the rounded top right there. Let me get rid of this. See that rounded top? We just tried to break that high around 7,000. We kept going up there, getting rejected, going up, getting rejected, going up, and eventually we're starting to lose. Well, we're not starting to. We lost it already. We lost the range low up here. So if you just shift out to a weekly, it was a weekly break of structure. We lost the weekly low. If we fail to look, this week's going to be important. We got to see, does the S&P reclaim this 6,700, or does it back test and reject, or does it just roll over? But regardless, if it can't get back above this level, I expect 6,500's next, and that'll be a big area to watch. I think it's held up twice on the weekly. Maybe you'll get a little bit of a bounce down there. But if it breaks that level, man, it's going to be down. The next major level I got is this 6,150 down to the 6,200. So do I think that happens overnight? No. But I do think we're going to get some volatility this week. So I'm expecting some fake outs, some traps to be set in the market. So if things start to pump and I start to see us going into resistance, I'm going to remember it's just resistance. And if I see one of these, this is a play I'm watching for, and not financial advice, guys. This is something I'm going to post in the Discord. If you guys aren't in the Discord, you can check us out at tacticaledgetraders.com. That is our website. We got free courses on there. We give everything for free there. We do not sell courses. It's all out there. Free knowledge for you guys. Ben put together a really good course, and you can also join the Discord from there and catch some of these Catch what I'm throwing at my charts. I talk about my trade ideas. I'll never tell you when I enter or exit. We're not a signals group at the end of the day. We want you to make choices for yourself. But we'll share insights. So if I see something like this, I'm looking for a short. Straight up. Like I'm looking to short it down to 6,500, maybe lower, but that'll be my first target. I'm okay with rejections. I'm even okay if it gets up here, holds up here for a little bit, and loses the level, and then we get that back test to run down. So that's the play I'm looking for this week on S&P. If it starts to break up and reclaims and continues up, then I'm going to chalk that area, and I'll probably start looking for shorts up a little higher, probably closer to potentially up here around 6,800, or shit, man, if they really want to run it up, which I doubt they're going to, but this is like highly unlikely, but they ran it all the way up here to retest that 6,950. That would be interesting too. But, one level at a time. For now, for me at least, it's the 6,700 100 level. So I want to see how we react up there this week. Oh, VIP premium. Yeah, okay, guy. I gotta mute you. Sorry, buddy. Gotta love people shilling stuff. I kicked somebody out of the Discord the other day. Like, he was in there and he was just like, he was talking trade, talking shop, and then he started dropping lines about his students. And I went and checked out his bio, and I was like, oh, you have a paid Discord, and you're in our Discord talking to our members. So I was like, all right, that's a little sus, dude. Like, I know why you're here. You're not here to learn. You're not here to be part of a trading community. You're here to try to poach members and bring them over to your paid courses, or your signals group, or whatever you want to call it. So I had to kick somebody for that. We don't like those kind of people on our Discord, because one, it muddies the waters, man. Like, you got newbies there, and they're like, these guys are like sharks. They're trying to get easy prey, easy fishing, and we want to protect our members. So anyway, what's up, Parker? You got 15 requests from people like that? Yeah, dude. It's annoying. It comes with the territory, unfortunately, but we try to stay on top of it. You guys reported somebody the other day to me, like, you text me and like, yo, do you know this guy? And and within a minute he was banned. I was like, yeah, I got it. So look, NASDAQ, same scenario. We're sitting above resistance right here on 2,400. Let's see what happens if we get down here. Otherwise, resistance isn't, resistance is up here at that 25,000 to maybe the 25,400. That's your resistance level to the upside to break. Otherwise, your posture downward. But this is going to be support till it's not support. So we get down here, I wouldn't go trying to short. But if you did see something like this, so like, I don't really have a play for NASDAQ, but if I did see it lose this, fail to reclaim, that would probably be the short I would look for on like a swinger, like a higher time frame. You also got a little bit of a trend here too, so you can watch this. Watch this trend. Maybe we back test into this trend, get a little move down. That could be like a nice little day trade if we do get a rejection up there. So I'm looking for shorts, to be honest with you. So I'm looking for pops into areas of resistance and looking to short it down. I'm not feeling too bullish this week on the S&P and NASDAQ. I'm okay with them moving sideways, but they were showing a lot of weakness last week. So I don't know. My bias is a little down on those ones, but it's not down on everything. Some things are going up, like oil. Can I do Soxel? Yeah, I'll do Soxel. Give me a second. What's up, Gucci the Bulldog? Hi. What's up, Wendy? Yo. Is that the real? Nah, it's not Wendy. Yo. I think she's a crypto person. Yeah, I'll go look at coin. Let's go look at coin. Oh man. All right, so I got a chart for you on coin. So let's just get a little bit higher time frame perspective on this thing, and then we'll kind of dive down to the lower time frames. So where are we bouncing off of? We talked about this 145, 147 level of support. I said, you're probably going to get a bounce. The question is it a lower high to continue down? So right now we're up against it, right? Look, we got that nice bounce. We formed a nice little money line on the daily. We got a little inverse head and shoulders right there that popped this up. So what are we doing? Well, we're holding above this trend for now. Let me get rid of that. I want to just kind of extend this up a little bit. And then when you zoom in, right, so your major resistance is still up here on this 227, which is where I think it's eventually going, but doesn't mean we're not going to go down first. So what I'm seeing is this. Look, we're sitting above this CME gap that we haven't filled. It's from a while back. We had a little bit of a gap there. You can't see it on the 4-hour, but if you go to the daily, see it's right there on the daily. So we're sitting above the CME gap. It just happens to be in a nice area where if we do hit that gap, we back test the previous breakout and we would come back down and tap this trend. If I saw something like that, that would be a nice area to possibly look for a short, like a scalp long, maybe even like a short-term swing long, with the hopes that this is going to break out and make its way up to this 223. That's what I'm looking for, and I've been watching. I did post this one in the Discord as well, just to keep eyes on it. Like, hey, if this does this, crypto might go up, because we do trade some crypto in there. Not everybody, but we do follow Bitcoin. So that's what I'm seeing on coin right now. I'm watching that 187, 186 level where that trend's at. Now, look, if we start to lose this trend, the bets are off, right? Then this becomes resistance, and boom, it's just going to run back down to the bottom of 146. So let's see what happens. But this is starting to look a little bit like a bull flag, you know? Maybe it gets that one final dip and it runs up one more time. I think it's lining up what I'm seeing in crypto at the time being, which I'll get into in a little bit. So making plays on ONDS. I recently bought shares for a long hold. I'll check out ONDS. Give me a second. Do I like XRP? Not really, man. I don't like any altcoins. I'll trade them if they're tradable. I'm not hating on it. I don't think there's anything against it, but I don't think any altcoin's a hold for, hold for the moon scenario. ONDS, dude, I'll be honest with you. It doesn't look, it's not bad market structure because the weekly hasn't taken out a weekly low yet. So weekly looks good. I want to see if this trend line does extend all the way up. It kind of does a little bit, right? A little bit of a stretch, but right, something like that maybe. So I guess the key here is, do we hold this level? Like, what are we holding up against? Well, we're basically trying to not lose that weekly low we just talked about, and we're trying to hold this trend. So can we do that? The low right now is 827 from this little bit of consolidation. So ideally, we don't want to lose that low on the daily, but that's the big low. If you lose that, then that's probably a signal for bigger downside, but also lines up with this trend. So, I mean, this is really I guess line in the sand is going to be around $9 for me. Starts to lose $9, you're losing the trend and you're losing that daily low of that range. If it's not just a quick sweep and then run back up, something like that, it ends up being something more like this, then it's looking weak. So I'd be watching this one this week to see what happens. Actually, I'm going to do this. But look, to the upside, if it does manage to hold this level, right? You're expecting to bounce here and attack some of the highs. There's that wick right there that you left behind around $12. And if it can break that, man, there's all this liquidity up here that they've yet to mitigate. A lot of times, if this is going to be a true top, they're going to come take this liquidity and then they'll run it down. So maybe watch this level here, and if you get above that level, then you can start watching, that $14 to $15 level right there. So kind of what I'm watching on ONDS, but the key is not to lose that $9 level. If you lose $9, then it starts to look a little bit more grim. Oh, by the way, guys, if you're watching and you're not subscribed or following, hit that subscribe, hit that like, hit that follow button. You get notifications when we go live 6 days a week. It's myself and Ben. We also have a website, tacticalhedgetraders.com. You can join with an email for free and get access to all of our trading courses, how we trade, how we analyze the markets. All the information is there for free for you. We're not selling any courses. And you'll have access to the Discord as well. You blew your account on the Market Open Lab. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. What were you trading? If you don't mind me asking. If you don't want to talk about it, I get it, man. I've blown accounts too. It sucks. It's never. But I'll tell you what, man. You got to look back at your mistakes and then learn from them. So sometimes getting a second fresh pair of eyes on it to analyze it with you, it doesn't always hurt. If you're open to that, I could always look at it. But I've done it myself, dude. I've blown accounts. Not on a single trade, but I've gotten close to it. So look, Microsoft, someone asked for this. It's in the same spot it was in. It's been closed this weekend, so we haven't really seen too much movement in it in the futures. But look, it's holding this weekly trend, right, from 2022. It's trying to establish support here. You see, this is my bull case. If it can put in a higher low, higher than this 381, and doesn't violate this trend and start to run down, I think you have a chance to make your way back up to 445, possibly up to maybe even 480 if it decides to attack this CME gap that it left behind. And oftentimes they will go and take some of this back. So that's really what I'm watching here. But in order to break higher, we got to, at this point on the daily, we need to put a higher low in. Step one, right? Step one, put that higher low. Step two is going to be to crack this high right here. So if you can put a higher low in here and break that high, very good chance you're making your way up probably to this level up here at some point. Might chop its way up there. There'll be pullbacks, but I think at some point you get a good push into this area. Maybe it goes higher, but that would be my first level on Microsoft. He said you have a fund that you gambled on phase one. Don't gamble, dude. It's not worth it. Even if it feels like free money. See, me personally, with those funded accounts, you got to treat them as if like every trade is like with millions of dollars, because you build good habits that way. You can't let your guard down when you're trading. If you treat, it's like they say, how you practice is the way you play. It's the same way in trading. You're bullish, Gucci? I mean, short term, I think there's going to be a little bounce in some stuff. I'll go look at gold in a minute. I'll go check out this real quick. So, SOXL. I mean, you're up against resistance, man. We talked about it a while back. We said, hey, you could get back up here, right? When we were down there, we were talking about, you're coming into resistance here. But also, like, this has been the trend. Hit this resistance, bang, comes down. Hits this level around $70-something, it runs down. And it did it again, and we're back down to 50. That's like a pretty big pullback, man. So, look, it double topped there. So, double top, and it took the liquidity. So, what's happening? Well, it's seeking out liquidity to the downside. So, it's hit this level around, say around 50, let's call it $50. So it swept that low. Does it hold here and continue up and attack this high again at 70.71? It's all going to be determined around this $49.50 level. If this holds, I think you're good. If not, you're probably coming down some more. I would say the level to watch to the downside. See what I mean? Like it's on trend basically right here. So if you lose this level, you lose this trend, you're coming down. And I think the next level to the downside would be somewhere down here in this $30 to $31 range. This low right here is a target. But there's some liquidity on the way. So, but as long as it remains above this, if it can hold this, it's going to come up here. And if it could break this, then, we go higher. But otherwise, it starts to slip, then you're looking down here. That's like the two directions, man. You're getting at that point where it has to pick. But if it can break this high, I mean, who knows what happens? Maybe it breaks out. Maybe it goes for that, maybe it goes for the all-time high around that $72, $73. And maybe it runs up higher. But one step at a time. So we'll see if this trend holds. See if they can catch a bounce here. Walmart. Let's go look at Walmart. What's up, Rich? I got this. Can't be the right one. There we go. That's what I want. I mean, Walmart's looking bullish. What can I say about Walmart? Walmart looks bullish. It's a consumer staple, man. People are going to keep, doesn't matter if we're in a recession or not, Walmart's going to keep selling because people are always going to need those household goods and, everyday needs. Like, they sell groceries. People get their groceries delivered from Walmart now. And, it's cheap. If you're going to go buy some cleaning supplies, you're going to probably going to Walmart. You're probably going to Costco, where it's cheaper. You can get a discount, save a couple dollars. And that's why these companies are going to continue to go up, even when the stock market's going down. And investors know that, and they're going to put their money in consumer staples. And we're seeing that in the charts here. This thing just keeps running, man. So look, locally, looks bullish. Look at this. Like I drew this out the other day, and I think I might have thrown it in the Discord or not. I wasn't sure. I was watching this more for myself because, look, this trend's been holding since November of last year. Multi-month trend. And guess what? We're still holding. And if we can start breaking highs, starting with this high here at 128, that'll be a clue that we're probably going to go higher. Because that would be a daily market structure shift bear, right? Since we lost the market structure right here, we will reclaim it if this is, if this structure continues up. And then boom, We'll probably go back up for the highs at 134 first, and then we see what happens there. So I'd be looking for this to break around 128, put a little bit of a higher swing high there, and then I'd be looking for a pullback to probably take a nice little long back up to the top. I don't know if I'm going to trade it myself, but it's something I'm watching because, hey, maybe if this can, if this thing starts to posture bullishly, which it is, and starts to break some levels, then, you have to start looking at that point because it might be a nice little hedge against everything else dumping. So those are the levels on Walmart right now. By the way, guys, if you're watching and you're not following or subscribed, go ahead and do that. You get notifications when we go live 6 days a week. And, yeah, check us out, tacticaledgetraders.com. My name is Eddie. I'm a trader. I've been trading for about 6 years. Full time for like three plus years. And, I've made every mistake in the book. So what I can say about that is I wish I would have done it by myself in the beginning. Being part of a community helps you avoid a lot of those common pitfalls that every trader is going to go through, like blown accounts and how to not continue to do that, how to learn and grow from it. Like you can gain that knowledge from people who've done it before. I'm not saying you can't do it yourself, but it's like, would you rather have a mentor or coach to help you along the way, someone who's done it to help you kind of guide you along, or would you rather do it by yourself and then go through all the mistakes and figure it out yourself and have to deal with all that frustration? I know which one I like, but is it free? It is free. What's up, Ben? Yeah, I can't really pull that up right now, Ben. I would, but I haven't figured out how to get my YouTube or my videos to set up on this little ass screen I have. How do you sign up? Go to tacticaledgetraders.com. Links in the description. You can go to our profile page on TikTok as well, and there's a link right there. You can click, and you just need an email. You don't know how to trade forex, but CHF JPY is the same. 2 safe haven currencies means always up on chart. I'm gonna go look at that just to see what you're saying. Let me see what you're talking about. Yeah, you ain't lying. It's just code straight up. I guess that's what you want to see, right? Now, that's what I wish my equity curve looked like that through my whole trading career. Looked more like this in the beginning. Actually, it was more like this in the beginning. And then it started to become like this. And then slowly getting that. But look, man, trends up on this thing. Like you said, man. Yeah. I guess this is a cheat code, right? Every time it hits trend, just take a long. And just stay along on this thing until it starts breaking structure again. And it hasn't done that. It's still holding structure on the higher time frames, man. Like, yeah, Don. I guess when it does break this trend eventually, that's going to be a great short, right? I did go over SPY and QQQ in the first couple minutes of the stream. If you want to go rewind back, you could take a look at it. Straight of fuel hormones is open, oil flowing. I wouldn't short. Yeah, I wouldn't be shorting oil either. Nice. I appreciate that, Gucci, the Bulldog. I told my friend buy Walmart during Black Friday season. He faded it and bought Lyft. Well, how's Lyft doing right now? I don't even know what Lyft's can't spell Lyft. Oh shit. Oh no. He bought up here. That sucks, dude. Go tell him you told you so and fucking rub it in his face for not listening. Oh shit, dude. Look. Black Friday was right in here, right? That's right after Thanksgiving. So yeah, he bought the fucking top. Go send him a picture like this. Just hold on. Just give him one of these. Take a screenshot of this. I'll write it out for you. Hold on. This will be funny. That's you, dummy. Send him a screenshot of that. He'll love that. That's you. Tell him to come to our webs. Tell him to come to our Discord and learn how to trade. He needs it. Tell him to stop buying tops. That sucks, bro. All right, I'm done making fun of your friend. I'm sorry. You just sent it? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Just telling the guy on fucking YouTube just made fun of you. What is Trio Petrol? Okay. Well, it kind of, all right, so all right. Looks like shit. It really just looks like a dead cat bounce, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. I wouldn't. There's no structure here. Nothing looks bullish about this. This looks like something that's dead, and this just looks like it deviated. Someone pumped it up to exit. It looks like an exit liquidity pump, unless there's some news that I don't know about. But I guess if you really want to remain bullish, right, you want to hold above this 86 cents level in the short term. That's the level to hold. But this don't look too strong right here. This looks like manipulation, man. I'd be careful on this one. But yeah, 86 is going to be like 86 to 85. This level down here is going to be your support. And right now, resistance is up here around $2.50, $3. So this is a tough one, man. When you get like liquidity, like pushes like this, like thin liquidity, you can almost guarantee this is someone pushing the price up so they can probably sell to somebody. They're trying to exit positions. That's just my guess. Yeah, guys, hit that like, hit that sub, subscribe, follow. You help us out with the algos, push our content out there to other viewers. And yeah, and you also get notifications when we go live 6 days a week. So I gotta adjust my mic. So what do you guys want to look at? Someone asked for XLF. What is XLF? Chainlink? Oh, God. Do I really want to go in the crypto? That's my view. You bought hymns. I'm going to go look at gold, then I'll go look at some other shit first, all right? Because gold's a little more important. And I didn't even look at gold this week. So, oh, shit. All right. So here's what I think's happening with gold. I think this was the high. And I think right now we're losing that level that we needed to hold. It was that $5,100 level. Above that, we were bullish. Below it, I've always said that we're going to be bearish. So right now, we're flirting with that bearishness, that bearish side. So if the bulls can reclaim this level, then I think we got some hope, right? But if the bulls can't reclaim this, I think it's going to come down and start attacking this 4,800, maybe back down to 4,400. Like, just break it down into like what this was. Like, this was on the higher time frames, this is starting to look like a lower high, and that's what we were trying to avoid, is this starting to roll over and lose this level, starting to break structure on the daily right here. That's not a good sign. If it loses this low right here that we're at around 5,000, that's a market structure shift on the daily. I think this thing comes back down. Back down probably to take this wick at some point, and maybe lower. But look, big week, a lot of volatility in the market. Anything could happen. I don't want to sit there and say gold's going to go down because I've seen it do crazier things this cycle. So, ideally, this is pretty much what you were looking at. It was like an uptrend, right? And then it broke down from that uptrend, and now it's starting to flag out. So you don't want to lose this. To get bullish again, get back above 5,100, but to really prove it to me, now I think I need to start seeing 5,200 broken to prove that it wants to actually start marking up a little bit higher. Yo, what's up, Mahmoud? Thanks, man. I had to get a haircut, dude. I was starting to look like a fucking... I get helmet head. I have a big head right up here, so my hair grows out. It like grows this way, not like all around. So I was like, yeah, I wasn't trying to look like that. I had too many grade school fucking picture days that have haunted me. What else do you guys want to look at? All right, somebody asked for Chainlink. Let me go look at it real quick. I don't want to fade crypto too hard, but okay. For my crypto people, look. Chainlink is back down at pretty much the range it was trading in the bear market. It's retesting that low. It took that wick from August 6th. That big dump we had, right? It took that wick, grabbed that liquidity, and it's starting to reclaim this level. There is a bounce potential if big if Bitcoin pushes up. If Bitcoin decides to make a little test up a little higher from where it's at now, and I haven't talked about Bitcoin yet, there's a chance that this could pop up. The two levels I'm watching, and I'm not trying to get super bullish here. The two levels I'm watching are $10, right? And I'm watching right up here around just under 12, anywhere between like 11.75, 12 bucks. Why do those levels matter? Because it's the only place we haven't taken liquidity yet to the upside. So if we are going to hold this and bounce, I'm thinking they're going to go back and retest some levels. This is going to be a tough range to get back into because, you know, we chopped around here for a while and then we lost it. So this is major resistance up here. But there's also this little lip right here. You see that? That's where the range, like when we bottomed out, that was where the first initial bounce came in and we dumped again and they swept liquidity. So there's a lot of resistance here, a lot of shorts. People went short here and they're still in profits. So that's the first area I think they're coming to grab liquidity. So if this thing continues up, then yeah, maybe it comes up to this $10, maybe possibly up to 12 if things get a little bit more like short-term bullish. Otherwise, look, all I think this is at the end of the day, right? End of the day, all this is this until it's not. We're in a downtrend. I'll be super bearish right now about this, but, you know, it is what it is. Look, like we're in a downtrend. We are flirting with a little bit of a break here, but it just doesn't look that strong. So I think this might just be a fake out, honestly. Like this is the trap people, I think, this move up. And I think we're going to see that in all the markets. But could it get back up here, right? And still do this? I think so. You know, just bear flag out and then continue down. And then sweep all of last. How mad would people be in Link who were accumulating here and they didn't sell and then they get this, all this gets swept. I think the next time Link actually really runs up, if it doesn't die out, it's going to take out the $4 low right there, that $4, $5 low. I think it's going to sweep everybody. But that's just me. Today morning, long on BTC. I was long on Solana, and I was actually long on BTC over the weekend. I don't take a lot of weekend trades, and I'll tell you why I went long. But I was watching this move for quite a bit of time, and I did post this in the Discord. I told everybody what my idea was. I was like, this is what I'm thinking. And I said that I'll fucking show you if I could, but I can't really pull up anything on Discord at the moment. But when we were back down here and we were consolidating right here, you see this little triangle? Shout out to Rin in Discord because he called out this symmetrical triangle before anybody else did. I'll give him credit for that one. He saw it before I saw it, and that's saying a lot. So I watched this triangle. I'm like, okay, if we break this, the logical place to go up is 74K. And what did we do? We broke it and we ripped. I caught like, I think a little bit of that move, barely any of it. But what I really did was I waited for the back test. And this is what I posted in Discord. I said, hey, this little back test here, if this holds and we don't lose, like essentially start losing at like that 70,000 level, I think we're going to, this could be a nice place to go long. Look for a long to maybe grab, because what they didn't do, and this is where my suspicions rise, they didn't take the liquidity. They came all the way up there and then they stopped short of it. Quick sell off, right? It feels like unfinished business, and I think that's where they're gonna come grab this. If they were gonna go down, I think they grab this and then they run it down. But look, if this 74K breaks, look, this 80K is in line. I've been saying this for a bit, and it's next in line if we break 74. So, I mean, look, BTC could make its way back up to this trend is what I'm thinking. Just like we've done in the past. You know what I mean? You rip down, you bear flag out, and then boom. So right now I think we're establishing a larger time frame bear flag. But what happens at the end of the bear flags? Look, I'm going to show you up here. You range around, and eventually you start to attack a high. And then you pull back, and then you rip one more time, right? Get everybody super bullish. Oh, we broke out, right? What was everybody saying back here? Go look on your X. I guarantee they're all saying, oh, symmetrical, ascending triangle. We're going back up to 100K. We're probably going up to 105. What'd they do? They popped it up just under 100K, and then they dumped it down. So I think something like that is setting up here. Look at the similarities here. I'm gonna just drag this back, right? I want to get you guys thinking. Look at the similarities of what's happening. So, just saying. how you glossed in so hard. Dude, I'm fucking sweating is what it is, bro. My skin clearing routine is I ate too much meat today, and I got the meat sweats, you fucker. Thanks for making me feel like shit, Ben. Ben's skin shaming me on on stream. Low key, I really don't care though. No, he's just fucking with me. But yeah, dude, that's what I'm seeing on BTC, right? So I think if BTC gets that pop, I think you're gonna see some of the cryptos like Link run up with it. Somebody asked for something else, and I mixed XLF. That's what it was. Can XLF go up? Was the question. Like this XLF or XLF like something else? Let me know if I'm looking at the right thing. 600 ant. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is a bull trap. I think it is a bull trap. I appreciate that game account. First day on stream and subscribe. We'll keep on following. Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. You should also check out the website, dude. Check out the channel. Sorry, I'm reading my text from Ben. Check out the channel, tacticalhedgetraders.com. We got free courses on there. Ben did a great job putting together all his knowledge into a bunch of very easily digestible courses. I mean, you're going to sit there, like, you know, there's some of them are 45 minutes long, but like it's real knowledge condensed down into like a good way to understand it. He breaks it down really well. And you can also join the Discord from there as well. And you'll be around real traders. 6 subs till 2K. Come on, guys. Give me some subs on YouTube. Trying to break that 2K mark. Anyway, XLF, man. If this is what you're asking for, brother. What am I seeing on this thing? Well, it looks a little toppy here. You could probably spot some bearish divergence on the higher time frames. A little bit. Momentum's shifting down slightly. Let's see what the daily looks like. Yeah, I mean, look at that right there. Start to develop up here. A little bit of bearish divergence. You're losing daily lows. So that's a big thing right there. So you've lost this daily. So that's now resistance. And your next level to the downside, I hate to say it, but really like the big levels down here at 42.26. So if you fail to reclaim this, right, this is where I expect you to eventually make your way down to. Does it go in a straight line? No, it could take its time. But the trend is down as long as it's below this $50 level. So look for, hope that it gets back above if you're bullish. If you're bearish, then you want to hope that any back tests are just that, back tests. Appreciate that, ETH6283. Costco? Yeah, we could go look at some Costco. Sorry, I lost my slipper under the table. Can't spell Costco for my life. It's cost, right? That's what I thought. All right, so Costco. Look, dude, Costco's fucking, I mean, don't fade Costco, dude. That's all I can say about that one. I mean, look, it's up until it's not. I mean, the only thing I will say you did flirt with the weekly low right there, so that's got to be watched. See that little deviation right there? We back tested the weekly low. So we need to hold that level. If any breaks below 850, like this level here, could signal a bigger move down, and I'd probably be looking closer to 600 if it did break down from there. But look, as long as that holds, man, end of the day, those are your levels. This is where you trade. That's your weekly high. That's your weekly low. And price is going to keep doing its thing in between those until it picks a direction. So to the upside, you're watching about just under 1100. To the downside, just under 900. On the 4 hour, look, look, this could go either way here. It's consolidating. It's either it's either getting ready to break out or getting ready to roll over. So I would watch internally, maybe a little bit like this 4 hour level here, just to see what is happening. If we do break out, I think this is the high. That's where you're headed to. And if you break down, you're probably coming back down to the range low. But just think about it. Here's some context. In a range, what happens? You go from the range low to the range high, usually back and forth. So you had broken this trend here. So you could realistically, you could even come all the way back down to here. As long as you put a higher low in from here, On the higher time frames, you're still good. You're still good for a test back up there, but maybe it just does this and then takes off. So, yeah, those are the big levels though to watch on Costco. Ugh, gotta get rid of that. Sorry, guys. Yeah, guys. He said bull chap Sevar. Yeah, I agree with you. It's okay, guys. We're back from pause. Parker's back with his food. We're good to continue now. What are you eating, Parker? Better be something good. Don't tell me fucking cereal, man. MNQ. Someone asked for micro minis. Okay. Says no sound detected. Can you guys hear me? Because I think apparently like TikTok can't for some reason. Cheese stick and protein shake before bed. Oof. Maybe blowing up the toilet in the middle of the night, dude. So look, the big level to the downside. We talked about NASDAQ, so this is just the mini futures. So it's very similar. 22,400 is the low, but you have to. That doesn't come until you lose this low we're at right now. So we're holding support right now, but if this support gets lost around this 24,200, 2,400, that level, you're coming down to this 22,400 level. Otherwise, if you hold here, then look, it's just a range again, just like we talked about earlier. Until it picks a direction. So the highs are that's the weekly high, that's the weekly low. 24,200 your weekly low, and you're sitting there. So we'll see how this week opens up. FOMC, anything could happen, but if you start to slip this level, boom, if you can hold this, maybe you make an attempt at this high here around 25,400 first internally, and if you break above that, then you're coming back up to this 26,000. So thanks, love. Can't even find a parking spot in the parking lot, but what you love. Costco. I can tell that's Ben talking. He loves Costco. Fucking tells it, oh, I need something for my computer. Go to Costco, dude. What? Yeah, go to Costco. They have it. 12 contracts SLF. I don't think it's going to go up over the next month, dude. It looks a little more bearish than bullish, if I'm being honest. It looks topped out. But, or at least it needs to consolidate, man. When you get those big rips, dude, prices got to kind of cool off for a little bit, They got to induce the buyers. You got people who are going to take profits. It's a process. You want it, if it's in a strong uptrend, you want it to have those pullbacks and those consolidations to continue up. Let's go look at HIMS. Oh, all right. Oh man, what the fuck happened to HIMS? Did something happen with weight loss drugs or something? I mean, look, it lost this trend here, right? Multi-year trend. Boom, boom, boom. Ran up hard, right? This is not a good look. I'm going to tell you straight up. This is a blow off top. And then we came all the way back down, and we tried to get back above it, and we failed 3 times on the weekly. We tried to attack this high again, and we failed to do it. And then once we lost this low here, it was on. That's when people flip bearish. And you can see it in the charts. Look, you lose that low around 41. It was like everyone gave up. And then look, that became a back test to short. Now we're losing the trend. And we're back testing what? Even if you're just not even thinking about the trend, just this level right here. Drag this over. We're up against resistance. So we got to get back above 25. And I'd ideally want to see us start to creep back up and make our way back into the zone up here. I mean, really the level to break right now is this 41.36. You got to get back. You got to get acceptance back up here. Otherwise, it's just another lower high. That's where you got to get acceptance back into. So Yeah, Hims is postured a little bit more bearishly right now. Does it get like, maybe this is a dead cat bounce. Maybe it goes a little higher, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'll look at that, K. Give me a second. Let me just finish the analysis on this one. Look, a little bit more locally, though, to the downside. If this thing decides it's going to roll over, right, it left behind some breadcrumbs for you. First few you day traders, like short-term swing traders. You got a nice little gap down there. I don't know about you guys, but, you know, I don't fade gaps. They always do get filled at some point. So if we start to roll over here, if we reject here, I think maybe the target might be this gap at 21. Maybe it fills it too. So, but for now, we're trying to hold this level around 24.50. Can we get back up into that? You know, realistically, we want to get back up into the $40 level, but we're still below a lot of levels right now. So this thing's got a lot of work to do. Oof. We'll see. Yeah, I'll go look at VZ. Yeah, guys, if you're watching and you're not following or subscribed, hit that follow, hit that subscribe, smash that like. It helps the channel out. You also get notifications when we go live 6 days a week. You can also check us out, tacticaledgetraders.com. If you want access to free trading courses, we don't gatekeep we don't sell, you know, we don't sell courses. We're not gatekeeping our knowledge. It's out there for free, and you can check out the Discord where you'll be around a community of real traders. All right, so Verizon, that's what's going to mark out this high real quick. I'm going to mark out this high. All right, so what's happening on Verizon right now? Well, we're approaching weekly resistance. If it breaks this 52 level, you got a little bit of resistance around 55, 56. But the big level is, look, that was the high I got put in around 61, 62. I'm going to go to the monthly so I can get better context on this. Yeah, this is looking like lower high territory on the bigger macro. So I guess what I really want to see is probably this level broken. Closer to 55 on the monthly. So that's the bigger level. So get up to 55 and you might get some resistance. That's why we're getting resistance right now around this 51, but break back above 55 and I think you got a shot of getting back into that, back up to that $61, $62 level. And it makes sense because you just dragged us over. That was just where price was ranging before it broke down, and it back tested to confirm before the bigger rip down, or bigger dump rather, not rip. But look, short term, you got a little bit of a money line starting to form. All right, it's not even short term; it's more like the weekly. But you got a little bit of a money line forming below, right? And you got some support kind of making its way here. It was once resistance, all right? This $45 level was once resistance because you smacked our heads a bunch of times. And once we popped through, we never really properly backtest. So any pullbacks, I'm looking for this level around 45 to hold. If that doesn't hold, the trend is your next low. It breaks below that, then I think it's probably back down. Like this is probably just going to end up being another lower high to continue down further. But for now, it's looking okay, right? So watch those levels and watch that level to the upside. You entered the beginning of February. How are you doing now? Let's see how you're doing. I mean, looks like you're up, right? Yeah, you're definitely up. I'd say 55 is where I'll be looking to offload around 51, 55. We're already at 51 now, but if you haven't taken profits. But yeah, you're getting into that zone. And usually after these big green candles, that's usually a good time to start de-risking too, because in the market we're in right now, these are getting sold off pretty quickly. We've been seeing it happen a lot, and just all around. You want me to look at Tesla? I can go look at Tesla. Let's get those likes and subscribes, follows up, guys. That way we can get hit that what is it, 10? I don't know, 2K. I don't know what Ben wants. He said we're a few away from hitting 2K, I think, on YouTube. So let's make that happen tonight, guys. We go live 6 days a week. You'll get notifications. And then you'll get if you have tickers you want us to look at, when you get those notifications, you'll be the first in line when you get there. You won't have to oh, they're live. No, you'll get notified. It's crazy how that works. Damn. Look, Tesla's at a weird spot right now, man. It's at a pivotal point, right? Look, just draw the line here across. You see where it's hovering around? It's flirting with a breakout, but it's also showing a little weakness here. So the question is, I think a lot of questions are going to get answered this week. Do we take the weekly low, which is right down here around this 384, 382, or do we reclaim above 400? My guess is, look, if this continues to close down here and we lose this low, I'm looking for lower highs to short. And I think the first major level I'm really looking for, well, I would say I got two levels to the downside. That was a very crooked line, by the way. Apparently I can't draw. So this level here is a very big level I'm watching. Around 221, 220. But there also is some stacked liquidity on the lower time frames. And by lower, I mean the daily. All right here. So from 273 all the way up to like 325, 330. All this right here is just like looking to be grabbed. So if we do start to lose this, I think this is going to be a nice area to start to offload with short if you do catch a short down. But that's a big level to watch down to 300 and then really down to 220 in the higher time frames if we do not reclaim 400 and if we lose that 383. So yeah, it might, dude. I think a lot of things are going to drop a lot this year. I think don't be surprised. Eddie, can you do cattle futures? Asking for a friend, aka Ben. Yeah, I can go look for cattle futures. Yeah, no problem, Kay. Pepperstone, right? This one? Yeah, I looked at this the other day. Whew. All right, so cattle futures. I'm still kind of convinced this might be a lower high, but we can't confirm a weekly lower high until this weekly low gets taken out. So you can't really confirm it. So the market structure shift doesn't happen until this gets taken out. But this is a weekly lower high. Break of structure happened there initially, all right? And this will be the first lower high. This will be that market structure shift. Whew. I mean, it's still in an uptrend, though. Like, if I just drag a little trend line all the way back from here, right? It's still in an uptrend. So I think the big support's going to be around 204. This might not be the right cattle futures. And this is live cattle. It says cash, though. It's supposed to be different than this. Anyway, but it's the same chart. You get what I'm saying? Same chart. They all look the same. So this is a big level right here. Watch this trend. And I'll be watching this, like, just call it 2 even. It's beat S&P 500 over the last 5 years. Over 5 years, yeah, I believe it. Look at it. It's been going straight up. Yeah, it's going to be a big level right here. And I think you're approaching some key support right now on the daily. So look, if you're day trading this or watching this, this is the level to hold, man. You don't want to drop below this 226. If you lose this 226, you see how fast it went up? It's coming right down just as fast, right to that level we talked about. So hold this level and, maybe there's a shot to try to take out some of the highs. Otherwise, just a big lower high coming in. There's divergence, slight divergence, but I could see a little bit. Let me see if it's on the monthly. Not really. You see it more on the daily here, going into this high right there. You see how the momentum shifting down. So it's like they were fading that move up. And usually when you're getting lower highs, you get people selling off into them. That's what creates that lower high. But the volume is starting to pick back up, which is weird. So maybe it holds this, man. Maybe it holds this and runs up. But if it does, it's probably going to be. You imagine this is. Imagine that, right? Just a nice fat move on cattle futures. Personally, I hope it comes down, man. Beef's a little expensive right now, isn't it? So if I had as much convictions as me, I'd be a billionaire. Yeah. It's probably if this is the big level, I think to hold. Otherwise, it's probably coming down. I mean, there's not much support below us, so let's see what it does. I mean, if you draw it out like this too, right? I mean, this was an old trading range, right? and we're just trying to establish hold in this range. That was like a range, and then we dip back down here, grab liquidity, reclaim the range, and now we're trying to hold it. So just look at it like that, but I don't like that M looking. The M pattern is never a good look. So Ben, you can join Discord by going to tacticaledgetraders.com. Links are in the description. It's also on our profile page and on TikTok. And sign up for the website for free. You'll have access to our courses, and you'll also see a giant button on the top that says Join Discord, and it'll portal you right into our Discord. Make sure you verify, by the way. If you're new to Discord, guys, and you check to try to join our Discord, you're going to have to verify you're a real person. It's just like if you go into anything, like any group, they want to make sure you're not just a bot. So they're going to ask you to do some type of verification. You do the verify, and then you join the group. It verifies, you get a thumbs up or a little green check mark, and you're good to go. And then you'll be with a bunch of real traders and a real trading community. We post charts. We're not a signals group. We trade live together. We do live sessions where we talk about the markets. We talk about, topics, accountability, tightening up our strategies. We have office hours with Ben constantly. We do CME group opens on the weekends, going Sunday into Monday, talk about week strategies, like what we're going to do for the week for the swing traders. We do a lot of fun stuff. It's a good place. Just don't ask Eddie to chart lean hog. Haram, bad. It's haram. Can't chart that shit. Let me tell you a story about Ben. I'm going to throw you under the bus, brother. So he comes to me. He's like, I'm going to go Muslim. I'm like, all right, that's cool, man. What makes you want to do that? He's like, it's such a great religion. He's telling me all this stuff, sending me all these books he's reading, right? So I could tell he's doing his research. We're talking about it. It's a couple days in. I don't break the news to him yet. And he's talking about it, and I'm just like, how you feeling about, getting rid of all the pork and the alcohol? And he's like, wait, oh shit, I forgot that was a thing. I was like, yeah, man. I was like, Muslims, they don't eat pork. They don't drink alcohol. It's like it's like really strict. It's very against the religion. He's like, that was all right. And that was the deal breaker for him. I think he went and grilled some sausages that night right afterwards. Mecca is beautiful. Just sucks what's going on over there. Will oil hit $100 again? I think so. I mean, we're there, dude. What do you mean $100? Look at it. I think so. I mean, look, I just give you a quick little, what I'm seeing. We're holding this high here, right? And we're above that trend. So, to me, 105 is probably next. 104 is next. But we'll see. We'll see what happens this week. Maybe the news could change it. But I think we're going to hit 100 again. Don't go long right now, though. That would be bad. By the way, guys, if you're not subscribed, or following, go ahead and do that. You help out the channel, and you also get notifications when we go live 6 days a week. But no whiskey and no bacon. Yeah, I know, dude. It's probably I had some fucked up shit to say. I'm not gonna say it on air. It'll probably get us in trouble. I can talk shit though because I'm half Palestinian, so I've got it in my blood. It's like you can't make jokes unless you are part of the group. What else you guys want to look at? I think we hit mostly everything everybody asked for. We'll look at ETH. Jesus. For my crypto people here. So if BTC makes that little pop up, right? This is what I'm watching for on Ethereum. I'm looking for Ethereum to come back up to 2400. If it breaks this resistance right now, which it's flirting with breaking, this is the next logical level for it to go. So I want to see how this week holds. But if you ever heard of the thing called false move Mondays, it's legit. And don't trust the weekend pumps. Never trust them. ONMD. I can go check that out. Later, Rich. Appreciate you hanging out, man. I looking at? Oof. It's a volatile asset, man. I mean, ever since it dropped off here, whatever happened and this thing nuked, it's been in bottom territory. Like this is not a liquid asset. Whatever's happening with this thing is not. This is no bueno. I would be very careful trading this. But that's your floor, 36. You're above it now. Does it hold this level? If it does, or if it puts a higher low in, then you start attacking highs. I mean, your next weekly level to the upside is right up here. Maybe here if you don't want to count the wick. So anywhere between 2 to 230 is probably the next major level to the upside. But you got a lot of resistance between you and that. I mean, look, you're getting rejected right now off the previous low. So this is the previous swing low. You broke down, you back tested, you rejected. So you got to break that first around 136 to get back up to that $2 level. Otherwise, you're back down here to that 36 cents level. Netflix. We've already gone over Bitcoin, Alfred. If you want to rewind back a little bit, you can see a good analysis on it. Nothing crazy. If we have time, I'll go back over it again, though. All right, so this is kind of what I thought was going to happen here. So a little bit of context. Let me get rid of my LARP lines real fast, but although fuck that. I'm going to leave them in there. You guys need to know. So look, weekly low, right? Boom, 82. We got a nice little deviation and then a rip there. What that was probably a lot of trap traders and a liquidity grab. A lot of people went long here and they stopped out. So naturally the market's going to push back up, stop out some of those shorts. So right now you're seeing a short squeeze. Where are we getting hung up? Well, we popped this trend right here. This is where this trend began, this strong downtrend after the rejection here at 96. We came all the way back up, took all that liquidity, and right now we're getting an initial pullback. I said if we can't hold above 96, I expect this gap to come back and get filled. 90 down to 86, it's seeming more likely. So what we're looking for here is the back test. Can we reclaim 96? If we fail to and roll over, guess what? We're coming down to that 90. That's the next logical place. So, I mean, look, it's not a bad place to start looking. If you're looking for shorts, normally when you're looking for shorts, you're looking for shorts at resistances or after a failed breakout and then a back test. That's a strategy. I mean, I'm not going to tell you when to go short, but and an NFA, by the way, guys. But yeah, also you can watch this little bit of a trend that's starting to form, right there. So that could end up being resistance as well, which is lining up with what? Well, it's lining up with that resistance at 96 again. So look, man, this thing pops up into this zone here. I might be looking for shorts myself, back down to here to take this level out. Now look, when it hits that gap, see, these gaps get put in over weekends when the markets are closed, and then price closes at one point and then they open back up. This is retail money down here. Real markets, real market participants like the big money, they're not in these moves. So when they come back down there, usually they get filled once it gets there. But what they do is the market makers will play tricks. So the initial first pass, they'll usually, you'll get some type of rejection to trap traders because you'll have people going short right here because that's what people fucking do for some reason. I don't know why they do it. They just do it. But I see it play out a lot. You'll usually get like an initial rejection and then they'll come and fill it. So watch out for that trap if that does get down there. But right now what I'm seeing, if I had to just guess on what this is, hold on one second, guys. It's just looking like a bear flag. It's just starting to look bear flaggish, right? So that's what I'd be watching for. That would literally that. Get back above 96, then hey, we can continue up, right? But if we can't hold 96, then it's back down here somewhere. Lose that gap, and you're coming back down to that 82. Thomas, I already went over Tesla like 10 minutes ago, dude. It wasn't looking good last time we checked. It looks like it's poised for more downside. Let me just go. I'll give a quick 2-second analysis on it. So the illustration says it all. That's your key level, 406. We are beneath that level. As long as we're beneath that level and we can't reclaim it, my expectation is down into the 300s and potentially down to 220, which is the big level below. It's the major weekly low. Also lines up with the uptrend, right? But the level to watch in the short term to kind of confirm whether we're going to break down is if do we lose this 382 right here, this local low. We lose that, there's not much stopping us from coming down into the low 300s. You get what I'm saying? Like down here will be the next target really. So hold 382, 384. Maybe we catch a bounce here, but otherwise it's looking weak. Yeah, no problem, Thomas. Do I enter, trade, and hold in the 4-hour time frame? Depends what I'm trading, man. I'm doing higher time frame analysis right now because it just take me too long to try to do 1 hour, 15 minute, like day trading analysis, because ideally you just want to know which direction it's heading in the long term, right? But I do like to do 4-hour when the market gives it to us. Like right now is not the best time to swing trading. I'm just going to be 100% honest with you. If the S&P starts to break down this week and the market flips bearish, we break that weekly, make that weekly market structure flip, then I'm starting to think more swing short again. But right now we've been chopping around and the market's been volatile, so they're punishing swing traders. So right now I'm in and out. I take profits quick and I duck out. But eventually I will get back to, once we're back in down only mode with everything, I'll probably start taking shorts again and holding them for a little bit. Yeah, 59% of people watching are not subscribed. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit that like, follow. You'll get notifications when we go live. And also check out our website, tacticalhedgetraders.com. Get access to free courses and also our Discord. Good time to buy Bitcoin. Probably not till October, dude. My guess. I'd say October is probably going to be when you buy Bitcoin. Why? Because, look, I already have the lines marked out for you. I knew you were going to ask this question before you even asked it, so I had the lines already pre-marked. So last cycle, we topped in November. We bottomed exactly 1 year later in November. This cycle, we topped in October. Where do you think we're going to bottom if the same thing? And you can go back in time, test this theory out. It runs back previous cycles as well. I highly implore you to go back test. It's really what you should do as a trader. But look, if we topped out in October, I expect sometime in October we're probably going to have some type of bottom. Maybe it comes a little earlier, maybe it comes a little later. But I would suspect, history tends to rhyme. It doesn't always repeat, but, it's going to rhyme somewhat similar. And the cycle hasn't been broken yet. It's 3 years up, 1 year down. Very simple with Bitcoin. That's why people like to trade it. It's volatile. You get good returns. And if you play it in the long term and you buy the cycle lows and you sell on the way up, you can't go wrong. At least up till now you've been able to. The only way you go wrong is if you buy altcoins. Don't buy altcoins, guys. Is Tesla about to get wrecked? It might get wrecked if it loses that level. If it loses that 384, it's going to go down. Coherent Corp. What is this? I mean, look, it's been only up, dude. Not much I can say about it. Besides, hey, as long as it's up, continue to trade it. Don't fade the trend. I mean, you can drag this all the way back, and it just keeps getting steeper and steeper, right? So I guess that's the bigger trend to follow. But I guess if we're looking for more local levels, I mean, you're sitting on support right now. You're sitting on the previous. You're trying to find support above the previous high, right? That it broke out of. So that's your first level. Hold above 335, 338, and expect to take this high out afterwards at 300 if you can do that. Otherwise, you're looking down towards this low here if it does lose that around 204, which also lines up with this trend. So those are your levels to the downside, man, on Coherent. And your level to the upside, simple. It's the all-time high. So as long as it doesn't start losing structure on the daily, I think you're good. So far, it hasn't. Thoughts on... Someone missed that one. Thoughts on Tesla, I already gave that. Oh yeah, if you're listening earlier and you missed it, I would say pay attention Wednesday, man. FOMC. Don't trust any moves. I'll give you a little tip. If we pump into FOMC, usually means we're probably gonna dump after. Not always, but most times it's usually a buy the rumor, sell the news, or the opposite. If we dump into the FOMC, it's usually like the opposite. We get a little rally afterwards. It's not always long lived, but don't trade the FOMC day. Like don't go opening up trades before Jerome Powell speaks, because it doesn't matter if you're right on the direction for the day. You could still get wicked out. They don't care. So that's my advice to you, people who are newer traders. Don't go gambling on Wednesday. It's not worth it. Bonk looks like it broke a trend. Back testing Bonk. Oh God, I'm gonna go look at Bonk. Ben's over here cringing. You said Bonk looks like it broke a trend. Oh, you're looking at this right here. I know what you're looking at. I mean, I don't know, man. It's hard for me to even look at these things anymore, but like, look at this. You're below the previous range from like the entire bull market, right? So I guess if you were going to bounce, and let's say we were going to get some type of bear market rally here, that's probably where I'd be watching. I'd probably be watching this 9.6 level. There's some areas between there that we could find some resistance, around this 7.7. That's a previous low, swing low. But I think that's the big level if we do pump up a little bit. And like, I guess, look, this is... we haven't broken structure on the daily yet, dude, so don't get too crazy about this. This is just a trend. It doesn't necessarily mean shit until we break structure. So this is the daily low. That's your swing high. You wicked above it, but you didn't close. So I don't know if I count that necessarily. So really what you want to see is closures above this 6.465 to confirm. And then it's also like the range. If you just draw it out like this, just kind of look at it a different way, right? That's the range, right? Take out this. So ideally, it's for this thing to want to run up, you're going to want to see this. So like a break, and then kind of like a continuation. Take out these highs, and then you can start going up for some of these highs up here. So, yeah. Let's see if there's any divergence here. Nah, not really. I mean, look, the weekly's reset. It could pop. Like, there could be a little pump. If BTC pumps, it probably will follow for a little bit, and then it'll get sold off into just like every pump. So, hi, you're on LYG. I'm not sure what that means. Oh, sorry, your thoughts on LYG and TTD. Yeah, I can check out LYG. I'm not sure what that is. Lloyd's Banking Group. Okay. By the way, guys, my name is Eddie. I'm a trader over at Tactical Edge Trading. You can check out our website, tacticaledgetraders.com. Free courses. We don't gatekeep any of our knowledge. We don't sell courses. We put it out there for free for you. You can check it out. You can also join the Discord from there. Hit that link inside the website that says join Discord. I promise you can't miss it. Ben made it idiot proof just for me. Yeah, dude, join the Discord. Check us out. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, follow. You'll get notifications when we go live. We go live 6 days a week. And we're just a bunch of traders, like-minded individuals who just want to get better at the markets. A lot of us there's full-time traders in the group. There's new traders who've just picked up trading and they're still trading with paper accounts. So you have all levels, both ends. Ben's been trading 10 years. Nick's been trading about 10 years. I've got about 6 years on mine for me. And there's other traders who've been doing the same. So you can learn from other people who've done it, walk the path already, and, it never hurts to talk to people who've been there before. So, I don't know, man. This one's a little tough to really TA right now. It's been up only, but we're at major resistance, this Lloyds thing. So, this is what I'm watching here. I'm going to go to the monthly to show you what I'm seeing. So, right, you came up. You essentially were trading here, right? You're trading in like a range. You came up and you swept this range. The question is, that looks like an SFP, but it's also a monthly chart, right? So on the weekly, it looks like it just deviated, took liquidity. So the question is, where do we find a landing? So there's a couple places to the downside that you could find some support. But if I'm being honest with you, like this doesn't look strong. It doesn't look strong until we get back down here, back down in this zone here. So like a pullback down here would make sense to me eventually, because that's really where we took off, right? Like we consolidated, broke out, never retested. We just pretty much ran straight up into this resistance up here. And we never really came back. So like this is probably where I'll be watching, like down to this $3 level, give or take 20 cents, you know? There are some like more local, like, I mean, look, we haven't lost the weekly low. On the daily, we did lose the daily low up here. So I guess if we can't get back above this 562 on the daily, my guess is we're going to come back down and start taking out some of these lows here, potentially back down to that $3 level. So, but I don't want to get too bearish. It was a quick sweep. If it can put a higher low in, then great. But just remember, when it hits this liquidity here, none of this has been taken. That's going to trigger a short squeeze. I mean, a long squeeze, I'm sorry. Once it hits that, if it doesn't bounce and just head back up, it continues down, all these stop losses are going to get triggered, and they're going to just see this happen. Whoosh. Or it might do this, which is way worse. Just sideways and down. Oh my God, people hate that. That's a trader's enemy. Like, this will test your patience, so. EONR. Let me go look at EONR real quick, and then I'll go look at TTD. Eon Resources. All right, well, this one's interesting. Oh, man. Where are you guys getting these charts? This is another low liquidity one, dude. I think I've looked at something that looked just like this earlier. I mean, you're at resistance right now. It's the best I can tell you, dude. You're right at resistance. See why it's resistance? Support, support, resistance, resistance. Now it's resistance again. If you flip that 156 level, you have a shot at these highs up here. So if this has to flip, then maybe that. Otherwise, your support is until back down here. This is your support. 77, maybe a little bit lower. So, like 71, I'm sorry. Yeah, this thing went up straight in a straight line, so. See what happens there, man. Those are your levels, though, in EONR. Did you see TJR got exposed? What's TJR? I don't know what that is. AVGO, Broadcom. It looks a little bearish, say that much. I'll give you the bad news. It's gonna give you all the bad news. So let's just do this fresh. All right. What do we see here? Well, we lost that trend. You already saw that. I don't have to explain why I'm feeling ultimately bearish, but this is what I'm seeing here. We're getting a little bit of a consolidation here. So this is the trend to hold. Where are we consolidating under? Well, we're trying to reclaim this neckline, right? You see this right here? This is where we're holding, and we're starting to break it, and we're starting to lose it. So this trend is going to matter to me. If we lose this trend, I think it's going to establish, one, we've lost the range. We're unable to reclaim this range around 320, and it's going to signal continuation down, and my next level is until down here. That's what we front ran. When we came down here, one, we filled the CME gap, which was great, right? But we also front ran the liquidity here. So if we do continue to break down, it just tells me they're seeking liquidity lower, and that's the first place I'd look. Flip side, if we can hold this level and manage to maintain, we have to break this. This is the level we have to break to get bullish. So there's your resistance, 350, 352, and your support sits right pretty much where we're at now. So that's your levels. Yeah, I know. That's why I said it looks bearish, bro. You think this is a liquidity sweep right here? It could be. But guess what? You know what the beauty of it is? You don't have to. I could be 100% wrong and still win the trade. Why? Because I marked off invalidations. Bullish above this to this high, Below this, bearish down here. So that's where price will go. It's if this, then that scenario. Can you play the internal range? Absolutely. You could look for bounces here and play the short-term long. Even though it's postured bearishly, I could still take longs. So like it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong at the end of the day. It's just if you have like if you have a good strategy and you're reactive towards the markets and you're willing to wait and not try to guess which way price is going to go, you'll be fine. That's why I always give both directions. I'm like, if it breaks this, it goes there. If it breaks this, it goes there. And guess what? You're never left guessing. If you just have one directional bias all the time, when price goes the opposite direction, you have no idea what to do. You're like, shit, I didn't have a plan for that. Everybody ignore Arthur. He's getting blocked. Don't shill signals groups in here, guys. You're gonna get muted if you do it. If you want to hang out and be part of the community, that's fine. Don't come in here trying to sell stuff because that's not cool. I don't want anybody clicking a link and it getting burnt on my live because some assholes in here shilling. If it breaks, I'll test that low and pump. Yeah, maybe. Appreciate that, 16. Yeah, I mean, look, dude, it's the best traders in the world, right? They're never going to tell you, like, you'll never see a trader say, I'm going to do, the price is going to do this exactly, and that's it. No, they give you scenarios, dude. They have plan A, plan B. Sometimes there's a plan C. Like I'll give you guys a rundown, right? So I'll give you a rundown of like how we trade in the group. So we'll get together an hour before the market's open. Ben pretty much runs the New York sesh. That's his thing. So Ben will give his levels. If somebody else has other levels or something else they're looking at, we all share our levels in that first hour. But it usually starts with Ben giving a few things. Qs, he'll talk about, I think he still does Bitcoin. He does Qs. I think he does gold. He does SoFi sometimes. HIMS. He'll pick a few things that he's watching. He'll mark out major levels. And he'll basically look for this. So exactly what I did here. If price gets up here, you know what he's looking for? This. Right? A breakout trader would be looking for this. Right? And a breakout retest trader like myself would be looking for this. So like the level can be played by all three entry, models. But at the same time, it can play it differently, but you still wait for that level. So that's what we do. We identify key levels. We talk about possible scenarios when it hits that level, how we're going to handle it. That way, when price hits that level, when New York opens, we just execute. We don't think about it. Our boxes check and we're going. And that's how we trade. And that's how most day traders, successful ones, trade. It's never of like, prices. We're not going to tell you where we think price is going up or down in the morning because we don't know. Could go either way. But we have areas that we're going to watch in both directions. And that's trading, man. That's if you just let the market tell you which way it's going to go, then you're good. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, if you're not following or subscribe, hit that follow, subscribe. You'll get notifications. I go live at least 3 days a week myself. Ben goes live 2-3 days a week, 6 days a week total. And then we also have a Discord. You can check us out, tacticaledgetraders.com. Free courses. Thoughts on volume? Depends. Volume's a key indicator. You can use volume in many different ways. I keep it simple with volume, but I know people that they'll use CVD. They'll use, volume that's like grouped based on like order sizes, like whale volume, like orders over 1 million plus. You can use volume in so many different ways. It's crucial though, man. Like if you have prices going up and volumes tanking down, that's usually not a good thing. That's not a strong sign. Volume's a leading indicator. Like you can see the volume enter a market, like divergences and like volume. You can see that stuff entering, and it'll give you clues of what's happening behind the scenes. It's like a look under the hood, to see what's happening. And volume's a key thing for any trader. Find out how you like to read volume, how it works with your trading strategy, and just make it, have it in there. It's definitely a staple. Ben talks about order flow, volume, all that stuff in the Discord. Oh, not in the Discord, on the website. He has a whole module on it. So check it out. The order flow one's pretty good if you but he talks about volume too, and he uses OBV. He used to use OBV a lot. He uses a few different things, CVD, OBV. I'm not sure if he's using, is it ATES right now? He used to use TRDR, but he's using something different now. But we've tried them all. Like, look, they all work. There's a lot of things that work. You can, but volume is a key thing I think that every trader should understand. So Broadcom, I've given my levels on this thing. Also, this looks pretty bearish. And you go to a weekly, that looks like a bear flag. Like, this thing starts to slip, man. It's coming down here. Anyways, that's enough of my shilling on volume. Apple, I can go to Apple. Oh, APP, you said. Apploven? I don't know. What is this? I've TA'd this before. All right, so look. I'll just get rid of my LARP lines. Pretty sure I TA'd this like the other day. This looks fresh. Because everything still like hasn't broken out yet. All right, so trend still intact, right? Your macro trend from 2024 is still intact. You've lost the weekly low, so you have your weekly breaker structure. Flip to the daily, right? So we're on support. We've broken a local trend here. And we're putting in a higher low. We've already had our daily market structure shift, low, higher low, break of that high, and then another higher low. So daily market structure shift's already there. Question is, can we hold above this 410, 409 level and continue up? So if we do, look up here for your most immediate resistance is going to be up here on the daily. So 571. You start breaking 571, then you're starting to get back into the old range, which is back here, like kind of where price was chopping around before. Little deviations, right? So that could take you realistically back up to 700 if you can get there. But for now, this is your resistance. Your support sits somewhere down here in this level right here, around 400. 400 to 410 is your support. So the big thing is not to lose this trend. Can chop around here for a while, but if you lose this trend, then you're inviting price to go lower down to like the low 300s, possibly down into the 200s. So just what I'm seeing on that one. Can you go over XAU, USDT? You want me to like overlay a chart? I mean, I can. I don't know what you want me to look at. I never looked at that overlay before. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to see with that. I don't even know how to do that, to be honest with you, dude. I've overlaid charts before, but not like two different assets like in comparison with each other. I know what you're saying though. You want to look at gold to Brent to see a correlation between the two. BERI. The fuck is this shit, dude? Oh my god. I swear everything looks like an altcoin. Alright, so here's your floor. Right? That's your floor. 126. If you continue down, that's where you're headed. Your most immediate resistance is sitting up here. You're not getting above this 760 level. You swept it, right? You took some liquidity up there, but you see on the weekly, you see that big wick right there. You see the closure back underneath, and then it runs down, right? So that's going to be the big level to the upside. So until you break either end, it's just going to range here, just like it's been doing. See this? Just ranging until it's not. Support's down here. Resistance is up here at 7. In between, man, like, yeah, there's some levels, like, you can probably find internally, like right here, right? Sitting around that $4 level, you could see that, we've bounced there and we've rejected there. So if it comes back up and can't get back above $4, then it opens, it's probably telling me it's more likely we're coming down first to this 130 again. inversely, if it can get back above this and it opens up the gates to start pushing back up towards the top of the half of the range. So, but right now the trend is down, man. I wouldn't go trying to long this thing. Yeah, this thing looks a little weak. But hey, who knows? Maybe it forms a bottom and it gets back, pushes back up. Bull, please. Tesla. I've looked at Tesla like 3 times already tonight, guys. Yeah, I can look at Dave. Thanks for the roses, I think. I'm not sure what roses mean, but I guess that's nice, right? Oof. I'll be honest. Let me go look at volume real quick on this one. I got to see what this one looks like on Market Cipher. I want to see if there's money flow in this. Maybe. Shit. Could you imagine if that's a giant bull flag? That'd be wild, right? If this was just a giant bull flag. I mean, I already know where the target would be. Takes you back up to this high if it breaks. All right. But the question is it a bull flag? So the only way we're going to know is if it breaks up, if it takes out this trend. Can it start taking out one of the highs? Right now, what is it doing? It's putting lower lows and lower highs in. So until that changes, it's going to keep doing this. So it doesn't. If it breaks, you look for that structure shift, look for that retest, and that's going to be your confirmation to go. All right? Otherwise, this is your support you're coming down to. That's where you're headed. It's funny, I drew the lines out there and it just landed. I didn't do that on purpose. It lined up really nicely. But that would be your level, 127. If it continues to channel down and doesn't break to the upside, that's what you're looking at for support. Later, Kay. Have a good night. Appreciate you. Big earnings. I'm not in yet. Waiting till knife hits the bottom. Yeah. Yeah, dude. I'd say knife hits the bottom. It's pretty bottom, brother. You think TPET will go to 250 tomorrow? What makes you say that? You think the gap is going to get filled? Maybe, dude. I'd say just looking at the charts, I would say maybe downside first, then upside. And the reason I say that, and I want to break this down for you, right? I want you to think like a trader. Go to your 4-hour. What do you see here? You put a high in. What did the next high do? The next time we came up to this high, what did we do? We took the liquidity. See that right there? That tells me one thing. They swept to the upside, and they're coming down. That means they're going to seek out liquidity to the downside now because they've already taken it up. This is finished business up here. This is the low that I would expect to get taken. If I had to pick at this time back here, this would have been the next logical low on the 4-hour. Does that have to happen? No, but it seems more likely at this point. So I guess tomorrow the really big thing is, does this hold? This is your last hope here, man. That low you put in right there is your last hope. But I can also make the case of this, right? I don't want to like shit on your bull parade right now, but what's that look like? It's a bear flag, dude. Impulse down, bear flag. Guess what happens when bear flag out? That tells me we're coming down. If it plays out, this is coming down to sweep this low. So I don't know. That's what the charts are saying right now. That can get invalidated tomorrow when the market's open. I mean, I guess Petroleum's open right now, isn't it? No, it hasn't moved. This might not be a futures, but yeah, it looks more bearish than bullish, dude. This looks like a bear flag. I think this low at 130 is going to be the. If you lose that, you could pretty much say goodbye to 250 for a little bit. I think they'd rather come down first and grab the liquidity there. So that gets invalidated when this high gets taken here. If you can break back above 177, that gets invalidated, and then you get up to, maybe you have a chance of getting back up to 250. Touch and hold a clip to pin it. Oh, I gotcha. I don't know where. What do you want to pin? Looking at Ulta for tomorrow? I can go look at Ulta. By the way, guys, if you're not subscribed or following, go ahead and hit that like, hit that subscribe, follow. You do the channel a huge favor by getting us, pushing us out in the algos to other viewers. Also, you'll get notifications when we go live. My name is Eddie. I am a trader at Tactical Edge Trading. If you want to check us out, tacticaledgetraders.com. Links are in the bio. On the profile page of TikTok, you'll have access to our free trading courses. We teach you how we trade, and we do it for free. You can also join the Discord from there. You click on that giant button that says Join Discord. Make sure you get verified before you come in. There is a verification process. If you're new to Discord, unfamiliar with it, just make sure you do that. That way you don't, think you're in and you're just sitting in waiting in the verification room before you actually get access. That's happened to a few of our members. So that was TPT. Let's go Ulta. Oof, Ulta's getting smashed right now. You know why Ulta's getting smashed? Type it in the chat if you know why Ulta's going down right now. Let's see if you guys know. What do you need to make makeup? What's one of the key things you need for makeup? It's oil. Oil going up is not good for makeup. Because one, oil goes up, it's more expensive for the product. And investors, smart money know that, and they're shorting this shit. They're selling off because they're expecting probably earnings to go down. So, look, this is a clean break of this trend. It didn't even try to hold. It just went straight through. Look at the gap. So, this is a clean play right now, right? So, this is what's going to happen on Ulta, or what could happen. CME gap right there. That is now resistance. It's also a target. We have support down here as our next level at the 495. So if we can catch a little bit of a bounce, this is the target. What I'd be looking for here is, do we just reject and roll over, or can we gain acceptance back into the trend? That's the only way I flip bullish again, is if we gain acceptance back into this trend. Otherwise, I'm just looking for a lower high to take us down to this 495 if we don't get there right now. Let's say we front run this. Let's say we don't get all the way down there and we come up. I'm looking for that gap fill, and then boom. Ulta's not looking great right now. As long as oil is postured the way it is, this thing's going to keep going down. But big support around 495. The next big level is down around 450. So you're looking around the 480s. Yeah, that's a good level. It's like right at that low right there. I mean, it's the same spot we were just talking about. I think, yeah, that would be the spot to look for a bounce. What about Nifty? You went to the store yesterday and they're in trouble. Yeah, I mean, fuck, it's gonna get expensive. It's gonna get real expensive, and they're not gonna be able to carry some of the same products. Send a hug to us from Brazil, please. Marp strong. Watch if oil stays above 100. Yeah. I've looked at oil. Yep, you're right. You're 100% right. Rome to Peru too. If I said that right. Anyways, I'm going to go look at Rhyme, and I got like one more in me after that, guys, and then I'm going to jump. It's been a long night for me. I've been going for about an hour and a half. Poof. What the hell am I looking at? Bro. You really going to make me TA this? I haven't talked shit about anybody's coin or chart yet, but I'm gonna talk shit about this one. Look, dude, it's going down until it's not. Like, this is not good. This is no bueno. Oh my god. Look, it's not. Look, it's got to hold this level right here. If it goes any low, like it's already not holding it. So if it can't hold back above this previous support, This was just a liquidity grab and a sucker's rally, and people probably bought this and smart money sold. So if it closes below 174, you're coming back down to this low here and potentially lower, because what's happening? The trend is down, and this is just a sweep. It's just that sucks, man. I mean, look, I'm on the monthly, by the way. Look, that's what I'm saying. Like, look at this thing. It just keeps going. This is a joke. You know, when a clown's at a party and he's like, I'm going to show you a trick. He starts pulling like the handkerchiefs that are tied to each other out, and it just keep coming. That's what I feel like when I'm looking at this fucking thing. I feel like a clown. This is terrible, dude. Like, this was worth 1.3 million at one point, and it's down at $1.60. I don't know, man. If you're holding on to this thing, let it go. It's the best advice I can give you on that one. Look how long it's taken me to get the fucking recent price action. This is ridiculous. Yeah, bro, this is not like shit. Sorry if you own this. Hopefully you didn't ride it all the way down. If you're looking for like a bounce, like from, like trying to catch a falling knife type of bounce, I mean, wait for market structure to shift first, dude. There's no market structure. There's no trade. That's the way I look at it. And we don't have a shift yet. Right now, you're still postured downwards. Yeah, dude, I'm sorry. I had to cook them a little bit on this one because I've TA'd this one before, and I said the same thing. It took me 5 minutes to scroll up. I'm like, Jesus, man. Analyze Nifty 50. Only if you say please, Vicky Thunder. Look, it's bearish. I'm going to get rid of everything. I'm just going to draw it very simple for you. What do we see here? We were on an uptrend for a long time. All right. You can maybe, I'm not even going to say that. That's stretching it. We were in an uptrend. We deviated. We reclaimed it, and we're rolling over again. So where's our target? Well, we swept the high. So they took the liquidity at the high. That is usually not a good sign for the bulls. Right, that's usually like, uh-oh, shit's about to come down. You've lost structure on the weekly, so you broke structure. Your next level to the downside is here on the weekly. This is the next point of interest, around 21,800. If I go to my daily, same scenario. There's no daily low until we get down here. So this thing is probably going to make its way down here at some point. Can we get back tests? Yes. But look, this is your daily and your weekly high. It's around just under 26,000. So anything shy of breaking 26,000 at this point is just a lower high, and continuation down is what I expect. So even if it does this, so still expect that eventually. So this is the level to watch, I would say, 21,800. Get back above 26,000, then hey, it's bullish again, right? Or at least temporarily bullish, but this don't look great. I think it's coming down. Anyways, guys, that was my last one. I did say I was going to do 2 more charts earlier, and that was the last one. So if you want, I'll be live tomorrow around 9:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll have a little bit more to talk about because the markets will have been open. We'll have London and New York open, not just Asia. So we'll have more time to digest this price action, have some more ideas of, some plays into the week, maybe some direction. If you are not subscribed or following, go ahead and do that. You'll get notifications when I go live 6 days a week. It's myself and Ben. We go live. It's either me or him. Also, check us out, tacticalhedgetraders.com. Free courses. We teach you how to trade for free. And you can also get access to the Discord. Click that Discord button inside the website. It takes you right to the Discord. Verify and then join and say what's up when you're in there. My tag is Unfair Philly. We're just a tight-knit trading community. We trade together. We talk markets, shop. We, throw setups out there once in a while to, get it out there to the other people to just catch their eye. We're not a signals group. I'm never going to tell you when to enter, but I will throw charts I'm looking at and ideas. And if you decide, hey, it lines up with your idea, then do what you got to do, That's the way I look at it. And it does. Some people trade very similar. We all watch similar levels. And I may see something that you may not see, and you may see something I don't see, and that's kind of how we like to treat the Discord. But, you know, if you want to be around real traders, check us out. Anyways, guys, I am going to roll. I appreciate all of you guys for hanging out on a Sunday night. You could have been doing anything else, watching Netflix, playing with your dog, playing with your kids. But you're hanging out with me, so I appreciate y'all. Anyways, till next time, I'll see you.